So let's go ahead and dive into what Greg is super excited about, and that is Cardano. But I do want to start with the fact that Charles Hoskinson and his team have come out to kind of kerfuffle. You know, they got rid of the fears. They addressed all the fears and the FUD that's being spread about Cardano, because that was one of our thoughts. You know, when we saw that massive crash a couple days ago. When not crash? I want to be clear. That was not a crash. When we saw that correction on Cardano, Greg, you'll be better with this timeline. Was that not like literally right after we saw a failed testnet on Cardano?
Yeah, we saw a failed testnet, and we got 10%, I think a 10% drop when that happened, which is so crazy to me that we are getting drops in the price based on testing. What is the point of testing? The point of testing is to test it, to make sure we cross our T's and we dot our I's. Why are people getting so worked up about a test not running perfectly? What's the point of it? Sorry. I just ate a gang. You know how I feel.
No, honestly,
people are selling based off of a test.
Yeah, no, and I was weird. I was talking to Tim in the car on the way here, and one of the things we were talking about was I was basically saying, like, you know, a lot of people don't realize that these developers are also not infallible. You know, like developers, just like with anything else. I don't know if you're into video games or whatever. Like everyone knows that like crappy stuff happens if you're a developer, right? So like to assume that these crypto developers are just gonna get it perfect every single time. Like every single time they put something on a test, every time they run a test, you know, that's going to be perfect every single time. No, like there's going to be times where things don't work the way they're supposed to work, and then they have to patch it and they have to fix it. That's what development looks like. So that's why I think there's like false narrative that they're infallible and they can't do any wrong, you know, especially with the investment.
Cryptocurrency has a problem. And the problem with cryptocurrency is that they put out projects and they start to work on them as they're being used, right? Instead of being developed and scaled before they're actually becoming things that are actualized. And I think that is the reason I am so bullish on Cardano. I am so bullish on the scalability of it, because it's not something, well, starting September 12th it will be, but it has been something that's only been speculative because the development team has decided, you know what? Instead of just putting out a currency and allowing this project to be something that's used and upgraded at like Ethereum, which I'm not an Ethereum hater, I'm just saying, We've watched these currencies put out technology and projects that are being built upon as they're being used. And I think you get into a lot of issues, and I think you don't have as much reputability in the price. You don't have as much, you really don't have stability in price because you're not working on something that's been scaled the correct way. Which, Tim, I don't know if I'm allowed to go into this, but I think there's a lot of viewers here who are watching for the first time, and they have no idea what ADA is all about. Like, what is Cardano? And I just want to put it out there. So for those of you that are interested in learning more about, you know, the background, the fundamentals of Cardano, it's a cryptocurrency that aims to use blockchain technology to solve real world problems. For example, Cardano is partnered with Ethiopian governments to track educational progress of 5 million students in a network. And the project will actually give students the ability to show tamper-proof academic records that will help them get jobs, that will allow them to study abroad. And so smart contracts that are coming out on the 12th, which, by the way, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Smart contracts are here, and it is going to be a big step that will let Cardano compete with other programmable blockchains and dramatically expand the potential solution that it's actually offering to its partners. And you know, the reason it's so important that smart contracts be a part of blockchain as a solution is because well, first of all, those of you who are watching who don't know what a smart contract is, they're tiny pieces of code that live on the blockchain, right? And they're game changers. Without them, the blockchain database is just a sophisticated ledger that can record and track transactions and data. But with smart contracts, the blockchain becomes a programmable platform that can host other applications. And so Cardano's Alonzo upgrade, it includes its own smart contract development, and its language is called Plutus. All right. And Cardano wants people who don't necessarily have technical backgrounds to be able to create these smart contracts. And there's 3 things that the smart contracts are going to be able to do. They're going to be able to do decentralized finance applications, which is basically an umbrella for financial applications to work without intermediaries. So like banks and lawyers, right, getting a piece of the pie when transactions are being made between a house, between a deed. The middlemen get rejected when smart contracts are in play. And so it's actually going to be less expensive in the future for users to use this decentralized finance application. The other thing is non-fundable tokens, okay, NFTs. These require digital assets that are often collectibles like sports cards. And some of you in here are like, oh man, I love NFTs. NFTs are the future. I really do believe NFTs are going to be basically symbols that we use within smart contracts to show the proof. It's like a signature. An NFT is going to be a signature to a smart contract that we end up using to own an asset. And last but not least, gaming applications. Players can own in-game assets through NFTs, and smart contracts can also change the way gaming economies are going to work. And I could go deeper into that, but long story short, we've seen a lot of FUD, Tim, a lot of FUD around Cardano, and I believe it's just because people want to get in. I think that's it, and also they don't want to share the market cap, right? They don't want to share the market cap with other currencies, and so this is all a part of the smoke screens that we need to get past in order to get past the seed that is Cardano now, which I believe is going to become a force that feeds the world, not just to people who are invested, but to people who need real life solutions to their problems.